Hi students, I am Dr. Bhavana. In this lecture we are going to deal about the types of tissues. Already in the last lecture we have started about the structural organization in animals. We have completed epithelial tissue as well as connective tissue. First, what we have seen, cell, anything, it starts with cell. Numerous cells will form tissues. Numerous tissues will form one organ. Numerous organs form an organ system. This fully is a complex process. Cells will become tissues, organs, organ systems. These organ systems only all will function for one organ to be performed. So, we already have started with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, we have discussed so much about the epithelial tissue, different types of epitheliums. If you have anyone have missed structural organization in animals, video 1, you all go through that video. You will see about the epithelial tissue. And in the epithelial tissue, there are numerous types of epithelium we have seen. Simple epithelium that consists of only one layer of cells. Compound epithelium, it consists of numerous layers of cells. That is compound epithelium. Classic example is nothing but skin. Simple epithelium, it is again divided into squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium. Under squamous epithelium, I am briefing all this so that if anyone have missed, a brief idea I will give you, because if you want to go next to muscle tissue as well as neural tissue, this is important. So, under squamous epithelium we have seen air sacs of lungs, classic example which I have given. Only one or two examples I am giving so that you can write as well as it will be very useful for your NEET. After squamous epithelium there is cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, anything that is related to kidney, that is nephrons, proximal convoluted tubule, anything, then it comes under cuboidal epithelium. Next we have come to columnar epithelium. Our intestine is a good example of the columnar epithelium. Then we have seen ciliated epithelium. If that epithelium is lined by cilia, that is ciliated epithelium. Next we have seen about glandular epithelium. Any epithelium that release numerous secretions, that is called as glandular epithelium. Ciliated epithelium example is fallopian tubes, trachea, everything is ciliated. Glandular, our exocrine glands like pancreas as well as endocrine glands which secrete numerous hormones. These all come under glandular epithelium. This is about epithelium I have briefed. Next we have discussed about the connective tissue. Connective tissue only constitutes the major one. Which is the major one which constitutes is nothing but connective tissue. Among all the 4 types of epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular as well as neural, the one which constitutes the majority is the connective tissue itself. So connective tissue constitutes the majority. Under the connective tissue, what we have done? We have seen about there are 3 types of connective tissue. That is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, as well as there is specialized connective tissue. Under loose connective tissue, everything by name you should understand. Loose connective tissue, all the cells as well as fibers, they are arranged very loosely. So that is under loose connective tissue. Loose connective tissue, the example is adipose tissue, our fat. Adipose tissue comes under loose connective tissue. Example. Next about dense connective tissue. Dense connective means all the cells as well as fibers, they are arranged in a dense manner. Very closely, compactedly they are arranged. So that comes under dense connective tissue. Under dense connective tissue there is regular as well as irregular. Regular means nothing but cells and fibers are arranged regularly. Irregular means they are arranged irregularly. Under regular, what is the example is tendons as well as ligaments. Tendons as well as ligaments. So tendons means what we all know. Tendons are nothing but which connect the muscles to bones. Ligaments connect bones to bones. Tendons connect muscles to the bones. These two come under dense regular connective tissue. Cells and fibers are arranged regularly. When it comes to dense irregular tissue, under dense irregular what we have seen is nothing but skin. Skin comes under compound epithelium skin comes, as well as under dense irregular also skin is the example. Next, what are the specialized connective tissues which are present? There are three types, that is cartilage, bone as well as blood. Main thing which we have discussed about cartilage is it contains chondroitin salts. When it comes to bones, they contain numerous calcium levels. Numerous times in NEET they ask these questions, like what is the structures that are present in cartilage as well as bones. In cartilage what is present is chondroitin salts. Bones mainly calcium is present. So that is about chondroitin salts as well as bones. As well as bones are very hard structures, cartilage very soft and pliable matrix. So this is about that. Next we have seen about blood. Blood, it contains RBCs, WBCs, numerous platelets. Everything will come under blood. That already we have discussed in structural organization part 2 video. So this is part 3. Today we are going to complete the structural organization in animals by ending the topic with muscle tissue as well as neural tissue. So what are the main types of muscles which are present mainly? So under muscle tissue, muscles. First, mainly muscles, they have different property called as contractibility, excitability, extensibility, elasticity. 1C, remember like 1C as well as 3 E's means nothing but contractibility, next elasticity, extensibility as well as excitability. These are the 4 special properties that are exhibited by the muscles. Contractibility, elasticity, extensibility, excitability. Excitability, excitation of the muscle. Extensibility, it can extend how much you want, but after some time there will be muscle tear. Next, elasticity, elastic properties exhibited. Next, contractibility. So these are the 4 properties which are exhibited by the muscles. And in the muscles mainly, suppose this is a skeletal muscle. In the muscle, there is numerous muscle bundles which are present. Numerous muscle bundles are present. These are called as muscle bundles. In each muscle bundle, there are numerous muscle fibers which are present. These round ones are called as muscle fibers. Under each muscle fiber, within each muscle fiber, there is myofibrils. Myofibrils are nothing but parallelly arranged structures in the muscle. Simply you can remember, no need to get so much confused. See, muscles exhibit 4 properties, contractibility and 3 E's. 1, contractibility, excitability, extensibility as well as elasticity. And if we see the microscopic examination of a skeletal muscle, see, there are numerous muscle bundles which are present. Under each muscle bundle, there are numerous muscle fibers which are present. And in the numerous muscle fibers, myofibrils are present. Muscle bundles, muscle fibers in it, as well as myofibrils are present. These myofibrils are arranged alternative to each other. That is, alternatively they are arranged to each other. like light band, dark band. This all we have discussed in locomotion and movement. So now I am saying you just one I band as well as A band is present. This is alternatively arranged with each other, these myofibrils. They are arranged, see, suppose this is a myofibril. One is I band, one is A band. Again one is I band, one is A band. I band means nothing but it is called as light band. A band is dark band. Again I is light band. See, one is dark, one is light. One is dark, one is light. Like that I band as well as A band. They are arranged alternatively to each other. They are called as nothing but myofibrils. This microscopic examination of a myofibril. So this is about A band, I band. And A band and I band contain thin filaments. As well as A band, it contains thick filaments, thin filaments, thick filaments. I band, A band. First, they are arranged alternative to each other. As well as there is numerous thin filaments as well as thick filaments which are arranged alternatively to each other. When these I bands get contracted, then only our muscle contraction takes place. For every muscle to act, contraction should take place. That is, if you do some exercise and all, for as muscle contraction is required, right? Simply you can't start working out in gyms as well as numerous exercises you can't perform. For our muscles are very important. Contraction should take place. So muscle contraction is very much required. As well as relaxation of the muscle also is required. Muscles should not be continuously in a contracted state. There should be relaxation as well as contraction. Alternatively, muscle contraction as well as relaxation should take place. So this is about the muscle. I am briefing it out. Mainly the four properties: contractibility, extensibility, excitability as well as elasticity. Then when you go to microscopic examination of a skeletal muscle, first the muscle contains numerous muscle bundles. Inside each muscle bundle, there are numerous muscle fibers which are present. Under each muscle fiber, there is numerous myofibrils which are present. These myofibrils, how they appear in structure is, they are I band as well as A band. They are arranged alternatively. They are arranged parallel to each other. One is light band, one is dark band. One contains thin filaments, one contains thick filaments. Like that they are arranged alternatively to each other. When this mechanism of muscle contraction of actin as well as myosin. And the important point is this I band contains an important protein that is called as actin. Whereas this A band contains important protein which is called as myosin. This actin and myosin only they slide over each other. Thin filaments slide over thick filaments and this muscle contraction will take place during our exercises. Next, when these both separate, then relaxation of the muscles takes place. So this is about the brief introduction of the muscles. Next we will deal with what are the three different types of mainly muscles which are present. The three main types of muscles which are present are skeletal muscle. We all have learned from the small what are the three types of muscles which are present. So the three types of muscles which are present are skeletal muscle, smooth muscle as well as cardiac muscle. See, I'll draw the picture and I'll be saying points. You all note down so that they will be very easy for you. Because if I, without drawing diagram, if I explain, you can't understand. And this will be easy for you for a quick revision, okay? So write down whatever I give you the notes. And I am saying all neat points based on that. So write down and I'll specify what are the neat questions generally which are asked. So in the skeletal muscle mainly, see, skeletal muscle is arranged parallel to each other. It contains numerous nucleus is present. as well as numerous striations are present. What are the importance of these striations? Like their numerous band-like structures are present. These are called as striations. So skeletal muscle contains striations. They contain striations. Smooth muscle. When it comes to smooth muscle, they are tapered structures. See how they appear. They are not arranged parallel to each other. When it comes to skeletal muscle, they are arranged parallel to each other, as well as here nucleus is present, as well as numerous striations are present. When it comes to smooth muscle, they are tapered like structures. Numerous tapered structures are present. These are nothing but smooth muscles. Here nucleus is present for them. Nucleus. Next, when it comes to cardiac muscle, they are branched tree-shaped structures. They are branched like this. See, NEET also they'll ask. Numerous NEET questions are based on these diagrams. They will give this diagram and ask you to identify which type of muscle it is. This is smooth muscle. If they appear as branched structures, if there are connections between these, then it is called as cardiac muscle. If there is only they are arranged parallel to each other, then it is called as skeletal muscle. As well as in this cardiac muscle, also numerous striations are present. As well as nucleus is also present. So the main difference, first difference which I have told you is striations are present in skeletal muscle as well as cardiac muscle. In smooth muscle, striations are absent. Simply in these three they have nucleus is present. First thing is striations are present in this and cardiac muscle. Here striations are absent. That is the first difference. Next, nucleus is present in three of them. Nucleus is present. Next, when it comes, there is junctions which are present in the cardiac muscle. Main difference between the skeletal smooth as well as cardiac is numerous junctions are present. Those junctions are nothing but intercalated discs. Intercalated discs are present. So these numerous intercalated discs are present. And the other difference which is present is which types of muscles are voluntary. Voluntary means what? Which they can perform. Involuntary means it is not under our control. Which muscles are voluntary is only skeletal muscle is voluntary. Because our hands and legs, they belong to skeletal muscle. When we act only, they will act. So that is skeletal muscle. If you want to take rest, you can take rest. It is under our control. But smooth muscles, the examples given are intestine and all. These will come, numerous visceral organs will come under smooth muscle. Intestine is not under our control. Whenever you want that to act, it won't act. Every time it will be acting based on you eat food and all. So this is involuntary. When it comes to cardiac muscle, the example given is heart. Cardiac, by name only we can understand it is heart. If it is heart, in the cardiac muscle, our heart is not under our control. So it is also involuntary. So mainly 3-4 differences I have told. These are only very important. First one in NEET questions based on diagrams. Skeletal muscle is straight as well as smooth muscle. Again it is numerous tapered structures. When it comes to cardiac muscle, they are branched structures. Main difference. Second difference is striations are present in these. In smooth muscle, striations are absent, as well as in cardiac muscle, striations are present. Second difference. Third difference is examples you give it as third difference. Skeletal muscle, simply you can remember hands as well as legs, all our skeletal parts comes under this skeletal muscle. When it comes to smooth muscle, hollow visceral organs will come under smooth muscle. That is a hollow visceral organs like intestine and all. Next, cardiac muscle. Under cardiac muscle which we get is heart. So heart. The fourth major difference is voluntary, involuntary, involuntary. Voluntary is only skeletal muscle is voluntary. That is we can perform on our own. That is our own interest only we can do. When it comes to smooth muscle as well as cardiac muscle, they are not under our control. They are involuntary. That's why they are. So main four differences are striations, voluntary, nucleus is present in all of the three. Examples as well as special feature that is present in cardiac muscle is intercalated disc. So these are the different types of muscles which are present. So in muscles we have discussed what are the main properties of muscles. Next we have discussed about the structure of a skeletal muscle, microscopic examination, numerous muscle fibers, muscle bundles, muscle fibers, as well as we have discussed muscle fibers are present. In muscle fibers, myofibrils. Myofibrils contain I band, A band. Important NEET questions which are asked are about intercalated discs. Next, examples, intestine belongs to which muscle? Then you should say it is smooth muscle. Next is striations are present in these two. First one skeletal muscle as well as cardiac, as well as shapes. If you remember, you can remember anything if you remember the shapes. Then striations, nucleus, intercalated disc, gap junctions and all. So we have completed three types of tissues. The last tissue which we are left over is neural tissue. When you come to neural tissue, in the neural tissue mainly neurons play a very important role. Neurons are the excitable cells which play a very important role. Neurons are the excitable cells which play a very important role in our nervous system. Nervous tissue mainly consists of neurons. Nervous tissue mainly consists of neurons which are present. Neurons are numerous excitable cells which play a very important role, as well as they help in transformation of information in the brain, as well as neurons only mainly constitutes the nervous system. Everything nervous system is constituted by neurons. 1 million neurons are present. 1 millions and millions of neurons are present in our brain. Mainly we'll deal with the structure of neuron. So in the structure of neuron there are mainly three parts that are present. So this is cell body which is present. Cell body. As well as three parts are present. Remember carefully, this is very important in NEET point of view. Numerous questions are based on this. As well as numerous dendrites are present. These are called as dendrites. As well as one axon is present. Like these structures, 1 millions and millions are present in this. This is cell body, main body of the neuron. Numerous dendrites will project out like this from the cell body. One structure will project out from the cell body also, that is called as axon. So mainly what is this cell body? Cell body, it consists of cytoplasm as well as numerous Nissl granules are present. These granules are called as Nissl granules. Important NEET question. Nissl granules. As well as numerous structures. What are the structures which are present in the cell? Mitochondria is present, our Golgi apparatus is present, endoplasmic reticulum, everything which you have learned in 10th class. Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, everything is present in this cell body. Numerous they are present, as well as mainly Nissl granules are present. These which project out from the cell body, they are called as dendrites. What is the use of these dendrites? These dendrites will transfer the information to this cell body from other parts of the body. See, these all will from the other different parts, from different parts of the body. These all will transfer the signals to the cell body. This is the use of these dendrites. And what is the use of axon? It will transmit impulses from the cell body to different parts of the body. Simple, no need to get confusion. Cell body contain numerous granules called as Nissl granules. It also contain endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria. What are the basic things which are present in a cell? Everything is present in this. So numerous dendrites which are present. These dendrites, they will transfer information from different parts to the cell body. From the cell body, all the impulses are transmitted to the by the axon to different parts. To the cell body, dendrites. From the cell body, axon. Simple. To dendrites from axon. This is about dendrites. And in detail about axon, it contains structures that is called as Schwann cells. Numerous Schwann cells are present. As well as these Schwann cells, that is axon, contain numerous Schwann cells. These Schwann cells, they are lined by a sheath that is called as myelin. Myelin sheath is nothing but a fatty tissue that is present. A fat layer that is present is called as myelin sheath. This myelin sheath acts as a protective layer for the axon. Fatty material. If for some axons myelin sheath is present, then they are called as myelinated axons. If they are absent, they are called as unmyelinated axons. Simple. They are present, myelinated, not present, unmyelinated axons. So this is. And see, I have not drawn everywhere this myelin sheath as well as Schwann cells. There is some gap that is present in between them. This gap, important neat question. So many times they'll ask, what are the gaps that are present in between the myelin sheath? They are called as nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier. So these are the gaps that are present. As well as axon, simply it can't end like this. So there is numerous bulb shaped structures will project out from this. Numerous bulb shaped. These are nothing but synaptic knobs. Synaptic knobs. These synaptic knobs contain synaptic vesicles which are present. These synaptic vesicles only, for a neuron as well as muscle, there should be some connection between the nerve as well as muscle. How impulse is transmitted from nerve to the muscle. Suppose this is a neuron. This is a muscle fiber. From one neuron to other neuron also, there is a junction that is called as NMJ. That is nothing but neuromuscular junction. These numerous synaptic vesicles which are present help in transfer of information from one neuron to other neuron by a chemical that is released called as acetylcholine. Acetylcholine. Acetylcholine only plays an important role in transfer from one neuron to other neuron. It acts as a chemical. As well as a neuromuscular junction is also present in between these two. So this is about the nervous tissue. Don't get so much confused. Today we have dealt about muscle tissue as well as neural tissue. In muscle tissue we have discussed about what are the properties, that is one, contractibility, extensibility, elasticity as well as elasticity, extensibility, excitability. Next we have discussed about the microscopic examination, muscle bundles, in that fibers, in that myofibrils. Myofibrils, dark band, light band, thin filaments, thick filaments. Due to that only, sliding of thin filaments over thick filaments, muscle contraction takes place. Next, we have dealt about the three types of muscles which are present. That is skeletal muscle, smooth muscle as well as cardiac. Under skeletal as well as cardiac, striations are present. Smooth muscle, striations are absent. When you see that, you should get the diagram remembered. As well as examples are very important in NEET point of view. When it comes to examples of smooth muscle, cardiac muscle example is heart. Smooth muscle example given is intestine or all the hollow visceral organs. Skeletal muscle, our hands, legs, all will come under this. And intercalated discs is special feature of cardiac muscle. So we have dealt about the differences voluntary, involuntary, involuntary. If you prepare a flow chart, it will be very easy. Next we have come to neural tissue. Neural tissue also constitutes the majority. First is contributed by connective tissue. Next, nervous tissue, muscle, epithelial tissue, everything plays a very important role. When you come to nervous tissue, neurons play a very important role. Neurons are the excitable cells that are present. And neurons, they consist of mainly cell body, dendrites as well as one axon is present. This cell body contain numerous Nissl granules which are present. As endoplasmic reticulum is present, as well as mitochondria, everything are present in that cell. What is the use of these dendrites? These dendrites will help in transfer of information to the cell body. From the cell body is axon. Axon, it consists of numerous Schwann cells are present. In the Schwann cells, myelin sheath is present. If it is myelin sheath is present, means they are called as myelinated. For some it is present, for some it is absent. If it is absent, it is called as unmyelinated sheath. As well as we have seen there are gaps that are present in between the axon of myelin sheath is present, only some parts. This myelin sheath only helps in transfer of information from this to this so fast. How it will get transferred? By this myelin sheath only. If they are unmyelinated, very less information is passed. This is unmyelinated. This will end in, axon will end in numerous bulb-shaped structures. These bulb-shaped structures are called as synaptic knobs. Numerous synaptic knobs are present. Under each synaptic knob, numerous synaptic vesicles are present. These synaptic vesicles only helps in transfer of information from one neuron to another neuron through neuromuscular junction. They releases a special chemical that is called as acetylcholine. So they help in transfer of information between these. As well as numerous Nissl granules are present. These gaps are called as nodes of Ranvier. So these, like these millions and millions of neurons are present in our brain. They only constitutes the majority of the neural tissue, as well as these neurons are the excitable cells. So we have done with all the four types of tissue, that is epithelial, connective tissue, as well as muscular, as well as neural tissue. I have already discussed what are the important NEET questions which they will ask based on this. Do the material, so that next we will start with the chapter called as Animal Kingdom, and we will see about the different phyla and what are the classes that are associated with it.